dads. Rock dads. Rock dads. Rock dads. Rock dads.
Welcome to Rock Dads.
Yeah.
Nothing bad ever happens on Rock Dads.
Hey, we're back. We are back.
That's right.
We're never gone. But
No, we're only here until our likeness gets uploaded to AI, and then someone makes a fake podcast that looks just like this one, and is probably much better.
way better. Just in beauty, it's probably got to be better, right?
Yeah, just for looks alone.
For looks, exactly.
I imagine.
How you been doing?
I'm great.
Yeah.
It's
good. It's good.
Yeah, I was blasting the Harry Styles new album on the way here. It was quite interesting. I was digging it. I drove my daughter half the way here to the mall, and then her mom took her back. My wife took her back. But on the way there, we were listening to One Direction.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, I just want to listen to One Direction's greatest hits." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Let's give it a chance."
That's it.
And I was like, "Okay, some catchy stuff here." And then I listened to the Harry Styles album. Obviously very different, but you can still see all the pop sensibilities coming out from from his history in a mega pop band.
Of course. I heard him. I heard 2 songs of the album. The first time it didn't click. Like the older songs that he had, but after a while, pretty good.
Yeah. It's not bad.
I actually saw him live in Chicago.
Oh, sweet.
And the guy can put on a show, man.
Yeah, he's very flamboyant.
Oh, it's like
he's like his outfits and
absolutely. I find that it's like I find it's gonna be the David Bowie of the new generation.
Yeah, I had the same
dresses,
impression. Yeah,
I think so.
Still, yeah, it's interesting because it was like with David Bowie, he was very much kind of like a man's man and a ladies' man and a gender bender and all this kind of stuff. Like it was very
in between.
He's like you couldn't pin this guy down like with what he was doing, and I kind of feel the same way about Harry Styles.
Me too. Bowie was amazing, man.
Yeah, Bowie was incredible.
I don't think anybody can beat Bowie.
I know.
I was watching the other day. It was like a movie about his life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And was
that the Amazon Prime documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was a weird guy.
Yeah.
But I think in this business you need to be weird.
Yeah, he was always pushing social boundaries, norms.
Crazy.
And yeah, it was very interesting. I was reading one of the kind of tell-all books about his life, and like a biography of Bowie, and some of it's like a little almost like it's hard to get inside of his head because he was almost that weird in a sense, right? Yeah. But such genius level stuff.
Absolutely.
They call him a chameleon, right? Like his style was changing. You couldn't pin him down, right?
No, I don't think there was anybody in that style, in that particular style, like him. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was any. So now
his voice was the style, really, and the music.
Yeah,
music just it's almost like the music bent to the will of the voice.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. These days, I see Harry Styles, like we were just saying. There's a few more that they try. Okay, let me put it this way. I see Harry Styles being the number one in that style. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of artists trying to imitate Harry Styles.
Yeah.
The way that they dress too now. And it's weird. If you look at on the TV, like if you're watching a concert, everybody dresses the same.
Yeah.
I know that it's a fashion at stages, but everybody dresses the same. Like big pants, like look shirts.
It's
like
Gen Z
shirt.
dress. Gen Z dress.
I'm not a big fan, man. I like my tight pants on. I got my type. I like the tight pants. I like the 90s Converse All-Star or whatever that thing is. Like, I like that.
What's funny is even in the 90s when they had the big balloon parachute pants and things, I still hated thick pants. I always liked skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I was always a rocker that way. And I got made fun of for a while. They were like, "Oh, your pants are so skinny." And then, and eventually the same people are like, Yeah, you're wearing tights now, so this is like all the way.
I still got the, how can you fit on inside those pants? I go away. My wife holds one side, my daughter holds the other side. I just jump in.
Not with all the donuts I've been eating.
Oh, no, man. Actually, that's a good point, man. I'm trying to lose weight. It's so hard, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's so hard at
The older
this
you
stage.
get into your 40s, and it's like,
Seriously,
oh
man.
gosh.
I've been fasting for like 10 days now, eating like a little bit, and I feel like I go on the scale and nothing changes. It's still the same thing. What am I doing here?
Yeah.
But if I eat, I gain weight. So what's it's in metabolism?
It's not what you think. It's funny because it's I don't think it's eating less that makes you lose weight. It's a very funny balance of exercise, the types of things you're eating. And I even found, for me, it was like choosing the things that keep your blood sugar up.
Yeah.
So if you are eating protein and things like that, blood sugar healthy, you're not trying to elevate your blood sugar. I mean, trying to keep like a healthy blood sugar, protein, lots of protein, veggies and things like that. And, but I actually got a whole home gym, like a weight bench, and has the attachments for the legs and everything. And
yeah, that's good.
I've been using that. So Emma and me were down there this morning. We were doing legs day, and it was like as much as you could push, and my legs felt like jello after. But I'm like, I'm gonna feel so good for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah,
You know?
it gives you a different type. I've been working out too, but nothing. I like cardio. I'm not a guy like a weight, but I know that at my age now, you need to start doing weights versus cardio because you need to gain muscle.
Yeah, exactly. Because you lose muscle mass as you get older as well.
It feels
right?
like this when 35. When I'm 48, it's gonna
forget
be,
it. You're a good-looking 35-year-old. I tell you.
Yeah, nobody. You know, we should bring a nutritionist to this show one day.
Yeah,
We need to find one that talks.
I know a
about,
couple.
Yeah,
We could talk to them.
we need to get one here. That's it.
The Rockstar diet is not going to be praised.
No. And we eat a lot of. You know what? The thing too is on the road and not as much now because we do more stuff in studio. Mm-hmm. But I remember when I was on the road with bands, you only eat crap, man.
I know.
Because you stop here, you stop there, and let's eat. Especially in Europe, like in Portugal, we have a diet. We have the Mediterranean diet in the south.
Yeah.
But like on like the rest of Portugal, we eat a lot of stuff.
Of junk.
Like we eat a lot of pork. We eat a lot. We eat like sausages, burgers. But we have good food too. We
Shellfish, bottom feeders.
Lots. Which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I love animals that eat garbage.
Love a good garbage eater as a snack.
Yeah.
You know, for a vegan, it's always hard to travel, I find, because you know, I lived on Taco Bell bean burritos for years when I was, going across the States and stuff like that. But it's funny, like I remember the lifestyle. I was on a tour in 2015 with Jade Maya. You remember Jade Maya, country artist? And the crew and I would go to the bar every night. And Jade Maya, she always was taking really good care of herself. So she'd turn in early.
Yeah.
And the rest of the crew would be like, oh, you know what? We're going to go to the bar and have a great time and party. And it was such a bad idea because I remember after 5 days of hitting the bar every night, I felt so sick. Like my body was dehydrated. I felt gross. And you spend all this money that you're making on tour on alcohol. And it's just such an unhealthy lifestyle. And I was like, you know what? I'm like, I should have paid attention to what Jade Maya was doing. She was like fruit smoothies and like going to bed early and skincare routine, and here I am like, pounding the drinks. But you live, you learn, right?
It's true. And by the way, we didn't start with a whiskey today.
Yeah,
whiskey
we'll cap it with the whiskey.
We'll get there. But I agree that a lot of alcohol messes up with your body. I notice if I drink more than I should, I don't drink much now, but if I drink a little bit more, I can sleep.
The older you get, the more punishing it is, I find.
Oh my gosh, the next day, it's like you got run over by a truck.
I just read an article yesterday about this guy who is a longevity doctor.
Yeah.
And his whole thing is he's not giving up drinking and he has a couple reasons. He's not saying excessively drink, but you know, this new generation, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and everything. Like, obviously, I don't think Gen Alpha is old enough to drink yet, but Gen Z for sure has the alcohol sales have lost, I think, something like $8 trillion in the last.
Wow.
I don't know if it's 5 or 10 years, but it's plummeted because it's just not popular to do anymore to drink, right? And but here's the thing, I think it's frowned upon. So this longevity doctor was saying, I still do it because I like to celebrate with my friends. I like to have a beer or a wine on weekends or have a little whiskey or whatever it is. And he says that sometimes you can stress more about the diet that you're doing. And the stress is actually worse for your body than a little toxin like alcohol. Like alcohol, obviously. But there are a lot of worse toxins. Like a lot of medications are harder on your liver than alcohol, actually, right? Even like they said blood pressure medication is harder on your liver than alcohol. This doctor was going on about it. And I thought it's interesting because I was looking at a lot of people who live to 100. I look... what's his name? Dick Van Dyke, right? Is right around 100 right now. And I think it was George Burns. Remember him with the cigar? He lived to 99. He smoked a cigar every day. And there are a ton of people that I've seen and I've read about them. And they're like, I think Dick Van Dyke stopped drinking a few years ago, but most of them, they drank like right up until like 103, red wine. Of course. A lot of them smoked. And you're going like, why are they living long? And then people in their 40s are getting cancer and dying. And we're sort of like putting it together that, you know, it was the drinking that caused it or whatever. Obviously, excessive drinking really does cause death. But it's like, but if you look at like this, it's like, what keeps your stress level down is important. And if you do something like so I believe you know, that placebo effect, that thing that you believe about something, like if you believe you're taking a medication that's going to make you better, right? And you're part of the placebo group in the test, you sometimes start seeing positive results and it's just your own body. So I think in the same way, you know, they talked about dessert. They did a study a few years ago and they were like, people who eat dessert live longer. And I'm like, what? Like, people who eat dessert, like dessert is full of sugar and like, what's the deal? And then I thought, well, no, because if eating dessert brings them joy and doesn't stress them out, then eating dessert is good for them. Less stress. Right? But if you think eating dessert is bad for you, it will be bad for you because your brain will tell your body it's bad. It causes stress and cortisol and so that's what I think anyways. I'm not an expert, but just from what I'm gathering, I'm like, I agree with you know, and that's why it's like, how can, you know, I go on like a totally vegan diet and I have friends who do a totally carnivore diet and both sides go, wow, I feel amazing. This is great. I can't believe how much better I feel. But in your brain, you're like, this is the best thing for me. You know? Exactly. Placebo. The funny thing about that is my grandfather died, I think he was 80 something when he died, 84, 83. Yeah. He smoked since he was 9. The year before he died, the doctor told him, you know what, you have to cut off smoking. Because it's going to kill him. Oh, no. At the time, right? It's going to kill you. So he stopped smoking. He died from bronchitis. After he stopped smoking. Apparently, I was reading something that apparently if you do this for many, let's say if you drink the same amount for years, let's say that you drink a whiskey every night. And the doctor tells you, you know, you need to stop. And you stop, your body gets into a shock. It's like drugs. And you can die. I heard that's what killed Amy Winehouse, was that she had toxic shock from like stopping drinking. Pretty much cold turkey, right? And then that's why I don't stop drinking. And I love dessert. That's why I don't stop eating dessert. But the thing is about dessert, it gives you, for me, when I grew up like, okay, let's have dinner. And there was something, there was always, I grew up in a country that they do a lot of pastry, right? There was always like a custard. There was always like a croissant. There was always like something sweet, and it's part of the culture. We still do that. I know that the culture is changing now, like you said, like everything is changing, but you have to do it, man. You cannot live this life. So now I'm gonna give us some wisdom here. Cannot live this life putting stop on everything that you like.
putting a stop. Because I find that the moment that you do that, you gotta be miserable.
Yeah. I actually found like I wonder if some of the studies, so you see studies and you say, they'll say like coffee is terrible for you. You're going to live a shorter life if you drink coffee. It's bad for your heart and all this kind of stuff. And then other studies that say coffee is really good for your heart. You should have up to 5 cups a day. And I'm like, what is it? Which one is it?
Yeah.
Why am I getting competing information? And I have to wonder if part of it is the way people think about it. I think coffee is going to stress me out. Oh my goodness, it's going to give me palpitations, like whatever. I mean, granted, coffee obviously does have effects, and I had palpitations if I drank too much coffee and stuff, so I had to trim it down. Yeah. But I think the way you think about it can impact that, and that can throw some of these. I wonder, I should say, I don't have proof of this, but I wonder if it throws some of those studies off a little bit, where the people's relationship in their mind with the substance in question or the food in question, causes a reaction one way or another.
I agree with you. For example, coffee. I don't drink regular coffee since 2000. For the last 3 years, I started drinking decaf, and I don't drink as much as I used to. I noticed, and the reason why I stopped is because I was having those palpitations. I could feel my heart beating.
Right there.
Right here.
Yeah, it goes up in your throat almost,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So I went to do some tests, and the doctor said, "You have nothing. There's nothing there. It's all good. The veins are all clear."
Yeah.
But then he goes like, "Just stop the coffee for a little bit." So that first week that I stopped, I felt like horrible.
Right.
Headaches, body aches. Because you drink coffee I drank coffee all my life.
Yeah.
And out of the blue, you stop.
Yeah.
Body aches. Like I felt tired.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But now, I don't drink coffee. I drink decaf, and I feel good, man. I never had those palpitations again.
Yeah.
I only had that twice. Once was when I went to Portugal to do that concert, and I saw all the old buddies, old friends. We spent a full week.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of bad stuff. And when I say bad stuff, it was more drinking, obviously.
Yeah.
And eating like crazy and enjoying myself. I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm here for a week with people that I don't see for 20 years. Let me enjoy it.
Yeah.
But then I didn't feel like it. Then I came back to Canada. I was like, I'm dying. I'm gonna die. Dr. David Ashel, please help me. And he was like, you have nothing. You have nothing. I must have something.
You're dehydrated is the thing, right?
I have ADD. My mom told me that I have ADD, so I have ADD. Oh my God, that's so
anti-drinking disorder.
Exactly. But another thing is, I like my whiskey, and you too, and we talk about this all the time. If I don't drink for 2 days or 3, I kind of miss it. But it doesn't. If I don't want to drink, it's all in your brain.
It is.
If I don't want to drink, I don't drink.
Yeah.
And I.
If you stay busy, you're not even going to notice, right?
You drink water. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah, you can replace like that feeling of sipping something. You can replace it like I love flavored electrolyte water packages and things like that, where you can add a little something to water, so you feel like you're drinking something special, but it gets you hydrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I love that kind of stuff.
At the same time, I find that this is just. I'm not trying to. We're talking about alcohol. It's not for you to do it. Don't do it. Alcohol is not good for you. But I think
don't try this at home, kids.
Exactly. I find that alcohol and it's part of the musician culture.
Yeah. It has been for so long.
For many years.
And it's interesting because you have different, generational stuff coming up where now with a lot of Gen Z stuff, it's more pill popping. Yeah. Is more or weed to some degree. Yeah. But even that though, I think that in my opinion, from what I've seen, Gen Z tends to be the cleanest generation that I've encountered in my lifetime. They seem to be wanting to take care of themselves. They seem like they're trying to be the grown-ups. Yeah. Which is real. I commend them for it. Like they're taking responsibility and it's really interesting because there's a whole, even like with faith and stuff like that, you see like there's in our generation, there was a mass exodus from religious institutions, church, all that
Absolutely.
stuff. And then Gen Z has actually been trying to reconnect spiritually and with clean living and all this stuff. I'm not a huge fan of fashion trends, but that's just me. It's basically echoing the 90s, which I lived through anyways.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of Gen Z stuff is kind of echoing what happened when we were kids.
Yeah.
But to each his own. And that's why it's like, I heard someone saying, I think I might have mentioned this to you, but the idea of like, don't chase fashion trends that are happening now for the kids when you already have a style, a look and everything.
Yeah.
Stay with it because you spent your whole life trying to find your style.
Yeah.
Why change now and look confused?
Exactly.
He's a confused old man. He doesn't know what he wants to wear.
It's funny because there was a time probably in the beginning of the 2000s, when I went to the TV to do the karaoke.
The saxophone incident.
I actually, Renato sent me the movie.
Oh, did he?
So I saw
can we send a clip? We have to upload a clip of that to
Sure,
Rock Dads.
and I look so weird, man. I had these pants, like the bottom bells.
Yeah, bell bottoms.
Or bell bottoms or whatever that thing is. And I'm
Regrettable
like,
choices.
what am I wearing?
Oh my gosh.
and now it's fine.
They were called flares for a while.
Flares.
Like in the 90s, it was like I had my grandfather pass me on some clothes from the 70s, his old golfing outfits, and they were bell bottoms. And I wore them. They were too big for me, but I put a big belt on and then put a long t-shirt. I had so many kids going like, those are the coolest pants ever.
Yeah.
And then it became a trend after this, like wearing your grandfather's clothing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I started it, but everyone sort of maybe thought the same thing at the same time. And then it became like early 2000s was the flares, we called it, right? Like the boot flare, like just came out a little
bit, yeah.
But it was hard to find any shoes that worked well with that.
Yeah,
it was like, did you wear square-toed shoes? Did you wear pointy shoes? And you know what's funny? We were at the mall today and we were looking at sunglasses and it's all 90s
all
now.
90s.
Have you seen, it's like you remember the Matrix sunglasses, Neo?
The thin ones.
And then the girls' glasses that were like black rim, but they're also like super skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're talking like mid-90s stuff, like Clueless.
It's coming
and all
back.
That. Totally back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
It's like in the 90s, this is going to make us feel old. In the 90s, it was as far from the 90s to the 60s as we are right now to the 90s.
Wow.
Think about that.
It is. It's funny because when I go back home, my dad he still has like some clothes in the thing that from the 70s and 80s, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that because the shirts, they're like this. They have like this huge thing, like pure 70s. So is a wedding suit. I used to fit on Saturday, bell bottoms or once again bottom bell, whatever that thing is called, and it's like a silk.
You really?
So I did a few concerts with that.
Oh, nice.
I love the jacket, man. I'm gonna keep that to myself one day. But I love it. I love the style, and I can see my dad. I saw some pictures of my dad in the 70s. He had this. So with those pants, he had these shoes like this height, man.
Yeah.
So
platform shoes. That's right.
And
I guess that's
fun.
the best kind of shoe to go with it.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. I had a pair of my dad's platforms from the 70s, and my wife's friend came over, and her and Emma were like going through my closet to help me like find some things I needed to get rid of, and they just like chucked those shoes in a bag, and I was like, these are like I don't know. I wasn't gonna wear them, but they were like it was like a connection to my dad in the 70s. Like that was so interesting, and so I'm just like I'm like, oh, okay, like. I have to get over that, but I wasn't going to wear them. I guess they kind of look terrible in all fairness, and so I kind of understand why they did it.
Yeah, but
I'm not resentful. I'm not going to let it affect my performance tonight.
You know what? It's a fact.
Sorry,
it's affecting. No, I love clothes like that, man. I love the 90s. I actually really like the 90s. I think I like the 90s better than the 80s. The 70s, I didn't have a chance to. I still have pictures in the 70s. My pictures.
Really?
So cute, man. I was really.
You were there for like a moment.
I was there for almost 4 years.
Was it 76?
77, 3 years, sorry.
77. Okay, yeah. So 77, you were born, you were a Star Wars baby.
Yeah.
There's no excuse, Foshko.
Yeah,
We're doing
I
the
know,
marathon, man.
I have to. Talking about that, I started watching the show last week. It's like a medieval show. Now you might see old age.
The medieval show.
A medieval show that they have the dragon princess and stuff like that. What's the name?
Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Have you seen it before?
No, I'm on season my first season that I'm watching.
Okay, you're the second friend that I've talked to that's going through Game of Thrones for the first time this year.
I'm like,
that's funny.
Hold on, this is actually pretty good. Because
Yeah,
I
it's
started
pretty wild.
watching. I tried to watch the first show, the first episode,
Yeah.
a bunch of times, and I was like, eh. And
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
medieval times.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love fantasy stuff like that too.
And
Lord
now
of the Rings and all that stuff.
I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. Lord of the Rings, it's great, man. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't get to start into Star Wars yet.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it was never.
Here's how you have to look at it. It's like fantasy in space,
That's true.
right? So it's like medieval fantasy. Instead of magic, it's the Force. It's classic good versus evil. Even if you're looking at it the way that they designed it, it was like almost like the evil empire was almost like the Nazis kind of taking over. But it's interesting because if you look at some of the stuff in Star Wars, the rebels kind of look a lot like domestic terrorists or something because they're blowing up these big structures from the established empire, and we're all cheering them on. So it feels kind of weird sometimes relating it to real life, but
I don't know why. I never got into.
It's something that you'll at some point.
I can see me and my dad. Bring me Star Wars. I want to watch it now before I die.
What do you want to do with the last 12 hours of your life, Foshko?
I want to watch Star Wars.
Star Wars, tell me which 6 ones to prioritize. And what order do I watch them in? And then by the time you actually figure it out, you're like,
oh, damn it.
Dad.
Oh,
No.
You know which movie I was watching the other day? I was watching. I actually stopped watching a few the Van Damme movies.
Oh yeah,
From the
Time Cop.
Oh my god!
What was the other one? Universal Soldier.
What was the one that he was like in China or Japan, and he was fighting on a thing, and the guy threw something on his eyes, and he goes like, oh.
Yeah, not Street Fighter. Blood Fist or
something like that.
It's
Blood. I can't.
Something with blood in the title.
That was so funny, man.
Did you see about 10 years ago? Maybe more. Maybe it was 15 years ago. It was like 10 years. I think it was 10-ish years ago, where Van Damme did a commercial standing between two trucks.
The trucks?
And they separate, and then his legs are still touching both trucks as they drive.
Because he has long
and
legs.
he's doing the splits between the trucks.
Yeah.
That is one of the wildest stunts I've ever seen. So you know what I found out?
It was him. It was
him.
There was no nothing there. Like, was him actually?
It was him. But here's the trick to it. They filmed it backwards. So he started in the splits position.
Oh, and
somehow
they closed it.
And then they slowly closed the gap.
Yeah.
So it looked like he went from, Van Damme standing legs together to totally.
That's very smart.
Right?
Because I always looked at it like, this guy is doing the thing. But no, actually, that's very
there's
smart.
so many scenes in movies too where you see someone goes like, there's a knife that goes into someone's chest or something, and it's clearly filmed backwards because they go like this and then they reverse the tape and the knife flies out and they just have a string on it, right? But it looks like it's going like into them like perfectly. And it's just like reverse footage.
They don't make movies like they used to, man. I actually miss even the quality of the movie. We spoke about this in the podcast.
80s movies, especially 80s and 90s movies.
Gosh, man.
I had a very proud dad moment this week. I introduced all of my girls to the first Terminator movie.
That's it. That's a good movie. That's a really good movie.
It was so good, and they're all gonna watch Terminator 2 with me. And then I said, whoever wants, we'll go through all 6 movies.
Yeah.
And maybe the TV show, I don't know. But I said, look, let's at least get through number 1 and 2, and 2 of them really liked it.
Yeah.
My youngest was not sure, but they freaked out with the scene where he goes and his eye is all puffed over,
Yeah.
and he has to like cut out from his eye the
exactly.
eyelid,
Yeah.
so he can see, but it's a robot eye underneath.
Yeah.
And it's super fake looking, the whole thing. And I was like laughing. This is so ridiculous. This,
Yeah.
it's pre CGI. It's like stop animation almost, like when he does that.
Yeah.
Before the full makeup's on, and they were like freaked out. Like nobody could look at it. Even Emma was like, oh, I can't watch this. And they were making such a big deal of it. And it was funny because I was pointing out, I was like, first of all, Terminator is actually rated PG.
Oh, it's parent
It's not a restricted movie. It's PG, not even PG-13.
Yeah.
It's PG, the first Terminator. And I politely pointed out to my wife that she had let all the girls watch The Hunger Games. And all the girls were like, oh, The Hunger Games aren't as bad. And I said, well, hold on a second. You have a movie with a robot Terminator that comes back to try to kill someone before they're born. Okay.
Yeah.
They're chasing one person. That's pretty disturbing, but they're a robot. Or you have a society
that wants to kill
their children.
Yeah.
And furthermore, makes their children kill each other to get a prize and then ends up killing them anyways.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole like disturbing edge to this Hunger Games thing. But anyways, none of the girls seemed to think Hunger Games was anywhere near as bad as Terminator in terms of all that stuff. But and the rating on Hunger Games is higher. But
exactly. You know what?
I don't know.
I find
maybe
that
I'm being silly.
The thing with the 80s movies and beginning of 90s, they rated the movies differently that they rate now. And
they like, sure did. I think that would be R-rated now, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because there's a lot of stuff in those movies from the 80s and 90s that like naked people and doing a lot of stuff and drugs and
swearing, sex scenes,
which is
like
was acceptable for us. And our parents, well, this is normal.
Yeah.
But now, from us to our kids, we don't feel like you know what? The boundary, everything changed, man.
Every generation, I think, puts new kind of niceties in place and or social standards and
exactly.
Well, we also have more information now. We have more information and how things affect children and everything. But yeah, having said that, I think a lot of them, you're right. Like you have to be discerning. Yeah, for sure. But
I mean, I was watching Stranger Things the other day with Emily.
Yeah, we just started that actually. We're in season 1 right now.
I stopped watching.
Have you watched it before?
I watched the season 1.
Okay,
and then I stopped.
That's all you watched?
Yeah, but Emily watched all the 5 seasons.
Right, same with
she loves
Poppy.
it. She loves it. But at the same time, I was. There's a lot of stuff there that reminds me of the 80s. First of all, it's based on the 80s.
Yeah,
but a lot of like. How can I put this into words? Like the way that they do things, like like the movies in the 80s was more, everything was more open. They tried to do the same with Stranger Things, the killing and the way that they talk, and it's very similar. But
it is.
There's a little bit of like they cut back some stuff. Yeah. Because they cannot show
the full extent of the 80s kind of thing. Yeah. I have to say though, I only ever watched the first episode. I never got into it for years. Yeah. And then we've come back and now we're gonna watch the series and just get through it. But I'm finding it interesting, but it did remind me of growing up in the 80s.
Absolutely.
And it was like a little bit close to home. I remember riding those kind of bicycles in the back roads, like the whole thing. Because I grew up in a town that actually looked like that town in Stranger Things.
Oh, really?
The house, Mike's house in Stranger Things, looked a lot like my house in the 80s. And I was like, so when I first saw it, I was like, it's a little bit too close to home. Like it just feels too real, too much like the actual 80s. So I think they did a good job feeling like the look of it looked like the 80s. Yeah. But you know what? Another thing, for example, I noticed as a father that I tend to tell Emily, don't do this, that's wrong. Mm-hmm. But if I go back into my childhood, that was so acceptable. You know what I mean? That was acceptable for me to do. And my parents, there was no like, I remember when I was a kid, like, okay, when he gets, there was no, at 7 o'clock you have to be here, or 3 o'clock when the sun goes down, come home. Yeah. And I remember going home at night. Yeah. We lived like I grew up in the city, but I grew up the city
there's a huge forest around at the time. Now it's all houses.
Yeah.
There was all forest.
Was that
We
near
were-
Porto?
No, no. Well, I'm in the middle of the country. Like I'm an hour from Porto.
Okay.
But there was a lot of forest, and we're playing in the forest. I remember going at night and know all the trails
Yeah.
without lights, without anything. Now, if my daughter says, "Hey, Daddy, I want to go out at night to the backyard,"
Yeah.
no, there's coyotes. No,
Right.
don't go.
Yeah.
So I think we changed the way that we look at. I think we protect our kids too much, and I understand that we're in
I
a
do agree with
different.
that. Yeah.
We're in a different era. There's a much more things out there that at that time. we
Well,
didn't
I think we know about more stuff too.
True.
And I will say technology has facilitated some bad things happening too,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
people scamming and like,
Absolutely.
all kinds of, oh my goodness, it's
and
it's-
all these things that they're coming out now with Epstein cases and stuff like that. That's messed
yeah,
up.
it is messed up. And what to believe
And what to believe.
So it's
exactly.
it's a very confusing world. So I mean, our instinct as parents is just to protect our children, but at the same time, we have to give them wings to fly. We have to let them
True.
actually have a
think,
life.
Exactly. I think we protect it too much.
Yeah,
Too much. I think we should let them live their lives a little bit more open.
more free and
My daughter is 10, and when I was 10, we used to play outside all the time. There was, okay, I remember at 10, I had the first Nintendo or whatever that thing. But like that, from there, we started like playing games and stuff like that. But
yeah.
man, it's good for these kids to play outside. It's not good to have these kids inside the house all the time. It's not good for them. It's not good for their brain. It's not good for the way that they grow, because they gotta grow. They're growing in a way that they think that this is a normal thing.
Yeah.
Oh, let's stay home because it's a normal thing. I love
Yeah.
staying home. Don't get me wrong. But no, I think we should change, man.
Let them discover staying home in their 40s and the
Exactly.
joy of that.
Exactly. I love being home, staying home. But yeah, you don't see a lot of kids. My neighborhood, it's an open neighborhood, but you don't see in the summer kids playing soccer or hockey or you
Yeah.
know outside. You don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when I moved, I used to see like the kids getting together, but this was almost 20 years ago. But now that's it. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's since they released these iPads, these iPhones, all these technology, these big TVs. They don't go to the movies anymore because everybody has like a 80-inch TV at home, and you know all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of compresses the society, I find.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I mean, I even thought about the movie industry suffering so much,
Yeah.
because of box office numbers are down from what they used to be. Not as many people go to the movies anymore. It's cheaper to stay home and watch them on your big screen. You have a nice sound system, but it's an event to go to a movie. I love going to movies.
Oh, me too.
It's like it's such an event, and it makes you really immersed in the movie. So
Yeah.
you feel like the movie is around you. You're like inside the movie. You're concentrating on that
Yeah.
in that moment. And I always remember like the first time I saw a movie in the theater. So special. I remember my wonderful Aunt Suzanne took me to see Jurassic Park in 1993.
That was awesome.
and I was 11. I think it was it come out in 93 or 94?
Around 93, I think.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it was-
not,
so
I'm
I
not
was
100% sure, but we can check that.
And I was like, this is unbelievable. Like seeing dinosaurs on the screen. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that first time seeing that movie and the feeling and the song, like the
Yeah.
music and the
Yeah.
feeling it gave me, and hearing John Williams score in that theater. Cause to that point, like I was a Star Wars fan, but I'd never seen Star Wars in the theaters
Yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
I had to wait until I was like, I think I was 17 before I ever saw
Watch
Star
it.
Wars in the theater, which was like the episode 1 that
Yeah,
when they
yeah,
came
yeah.
back. That was incredible as well, like seeing that in theaters. But the feeling you get when you sit in
different.
a theater
It's
you know,
different.
and you have other people and there's reactions. And I always make a point, like I try not to be annoying about it, but if there's something funny happening in a movie, I don't hold back laughing. Like I'll laugh at it. And it's funny because like other people will start chuckling too. And then everybody just like, did you, like we saw at Christmas time, I took the kids to see Anaconda, the new one.
Oh, the new one.
Did you see it with
no,
Paul Rudd and
didn't
Jack
see it.
Black?
I didn't
Oh
see
my
it.
gosh, it's so funny. We thought that movie was really fun, and we just, you know, again, there were so many funny moments in the movie where
Yeah.
I was like cracking up, and Emma was like, "Shh," and I'm like, I'm like, no, I'm like, I can't hold it. It's a really funny movie. Everybody's here for comedy. What do you expect? Like we're gonna laugh, like right? But
You know,
yeah,
it's
good
funny
times.
because the first movie that I watched, we spoke about this already, was Teenage
Mutant Ninja Turtles in the
by
theaters.
by myself.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yes.
remember this so well. My dad was putting in the house. Hey, Dad, this movie came out. I don't know. That came out like 80.
89, 88,
Something like that?
something like that. I love that movie.
Can I get my? Okay, so I was 11.
Yeah.
My daughter is 10. She wouldn't go to the movies alone.
Right.
So I go, Daddy, can I go to the city to watch? And Mom, can I go? And my mom demanded, give him money. Go on the bus. You get a ticket. You go on the bus, and then you go to the. And I remember being a kid on a bus. Like I was like on a bus, man, by myself.
Yeah.
I was independent. In the middle of the city, no parents. You see people going by, like you don't know these people, right?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to the movies. And I remember the movie theater used to call Tivoli.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I got in there and I go, can I get a ticket for the Ninja Turtles? And the guy looked at me. I remember this so well. I don't know why. He looked at me. Okay, you. By that time there was no seats. You just go and sit.
Right. Yeah, yeah. No assigned seating.
No
yeah.
assigned seating.
Yeah.
And I was right. That thing was a afternoon session.
Yeah.
So this is the screen, and I'm in the middle of the movie, and there was probably like 3 or 4 people.
Amazing.
And I was alone. and I was like, wow, I did something. But there was different times,
It
man.
gave you a sense of independence,
Oh
right?
my gosh! Since then, my parents never liked me anymore.
Those movies were fun, actually. I bought the Ninja Turtle movies on iTunes or on Apple recently, and we watched all 3 of the original ones. We haven't watched the newer ones. I'm not sure if there's a point. But the older ones and the kids, like we really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so much so we're actually going to take them to Comic-Con
Yeah,
in a
that's
few
good.
weeks.
Yeah.
And all of the original Ninja Turtle actors are there this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So just heads up.
I'd love to meet him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And Carrie Elwes,
Oh
who was
my
part of the Princess Bride
Yeah,
and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Wow.
He's going to be there. So we're really excited. The kids are all like pretty jazzed. But there was some magic in that Ninja Turtles. Of course, I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it as soon as it came out on VHS.
Yeah.
And it was like we did movie nights like crazy in the 80s and 90s. It was giant bowl of popcorn. We rent a movie, and it was snacks. It was like licorice.
Yeah,
it was,
exactly.
and then apples to make ourselves feel better about eating all the
On
junk.
top of
right?
it, yeah.
And then chips and everything, and watching that with the lights dimmed and watching the Ninja Turtles, and I became obsessed with
Yeah.
the Ninja Turtles, and then I became obsessed with the cartoons.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Right.
Me too.
Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, like come on.
You know what I miss? Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I miss living when I was already living in Canada because we didn't have Blockbuster in Europe. We had the same thing, but
Yeah.
not Blockbuster. But I used to love going there and bring the tape and put it on the VHS.
yeah.
Oh man.
You know, and the feeling is, it's funny because in some ways it takes longer to pick a movie on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Or because there's more selection. At least there you were like, okay, here's all the bestsellers. Oh, they don't have any copies of this really popular one that
Yeah.
we want to see. And you remember like the new releases were always more money
Always
to rent.
more money. Exactly.
And then you could go to the discount section and rent an old movie. And,
Yeah.
and we were obsessed with comedies growing up. So it was like adventure,
That's so
action,
nice.
comedy. We hated anything drama growing up.
Yeah.
Now I've since shifted. I there's some great dramas, but that feeling of like watching the movie and then living in Quebec, I had the issue. Sometimes we would go and we'd pick a movie and we'd bring it home. We were ready to watch it, and then we'd check and the tape would say version français, and then we'd be like, oh
in
no,
French.
the person put the wrong version in. And then sometimes we'd bring a movie home. It's like, oh, this looks really interesting. And you look on the back and it said made in Canada. And we go like, oh, Canadian movie, like no budget.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because obviously there were lots of great Canadian movies. But that was like, I remember in that time, it was always like looked down upon Canadian
It was like
cinema.
a B-side movie. Yeah. I love that, man. You know what I used to love about Blockbuster? You go, you choose your movie, and then there was always that thing, okay, now we gotta go pay, and we know that we gotta buy some candy.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
used to put the
Always
candy,
right at the cash,
always
right?
like,
Yeah.
Oh, man. And we're like,
sure.
why not?
M&Ms.
Take it. Oh, that was so funny, man. But things are changing, man. The films are changing. Music. We're talking about Sunos and stuff.
Yeah. Well, AI has made leaps in cinema. Now we're for cinematic looking video this past 2 weeks. I mean, there's stuff that they could never do before.
I saw something. I was watching a movie the other day about Moses.
Okay.
And it was AI. And I didn't
No
realize
way.
there was AI. It was actually, I have to find it. I'll let you know if it was AI movie.
Was it like
I
a
thought-
short movie or a long one?
No, it's Life of
No way.
Moses. I don't know how long because I kind of, when I saw that, I was like, you looked real in the beginning. And then I started looking with more, to be more precise with my eyes, with the glasses on. Is this, and it was AI.
So funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And they have credits. They had credits and everything. Like,
really?
who
Like
you got to give the credits
AI
to?
generated credits?
Something like
Special thanks to Grok, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, and ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh. And this be the file that it's kind of bothering everybody, but we're going to put them that. No, but
Well, I think actors are freaking out, and the
man.
industry is okay. The people who actually make CGI stuff, I'm sure, have their reservations. Actors are concerned about their faces being used, their likeness, their voice, their mannerisms, everything.
yeah.
You know,
I believe that, and that's what I was telling you. So I watched this thing about Suno. It wasn't about Suno. It was about like
the AI music app.
so if you're a musician and you're recording something, usually we tend to put like a snip of the song or us in studio, which is fine. The studio it's fine. But in the past, for marketing, I used to use like, okay, I'm going to put a little bit of the song that we're working on.
As a
But
snippet
now,
on the social media post.
you have to be careful. Apparently, there's bad people everywhere, anyways. But there's people taking that piece from your song, putting it into Suno and other platforms like Suno, and they create the rest of the song for you. So technically, you're working so much for a song that you think it's going to be amazing, and somebody already released that. You probably don't know that somebody released it already, right?
Right.
Because you
And then you'll get flagged for copyright infringement,
and then that's what's
even though
happening.
you wrote it.
The thing is, I think we're safe in a sense that, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, music lawyer, but the way that I see this, it's registered before the song came out. So technically, it's registered to you. It's your face there. It's your song. So I don't know how that works.
I think you have proof if you have a recording that predates the release of the other one.
Yeah.
So that's how you get around that. But now, it's just for everyone who's not aware, with Suno, if you upload a song with your voice on it, you give the platform the ability to train its AI voices based on your voice. And so now your voice that you spent, however many years developing can be turned into, basically can be used to turn AI stuff. And and same thing with Spotify. The new update is that they can take your song. Did you hear about this? Where there's a new feature coming to Spotify where people will be able to take your song, and part of your agreeing to the Spotify terms and conditions is that you will allow Spotify to enable users to press the remix button on your song. It'll make an AI cover of it that sounds like your voice. Maybe it sounds like a girl's voice, whatever.
Yep.
It's your song in a different style. You'll have no choice over how it sounds, what style it is. you know, any of that stuff, and potentially have other people hear this thing. And as artists, you go, I spend how many hours making this sound perfect, just the way we want it, that is unique to this individual artist. You know, Vaxxo is a sound. It's what is true to you as an artist.
Yeah.
And someone can just come along and say, yeah, I want a country version of that. And I'm like, this is really something where we have to think hard about, do we want to keep supporting this?
We shouldn't.
I don't think we should.
You know what? I thought a lot of times removing everything from Spotify. I don't think Spotify is fair to us or to any musician or to any other artist. With Tim Arnold, I think he did that once. Didn't he remove stuff from Spotify? And put
He did. Yeah, at one point.
The problem is Spotify is so connected to these big stars that it's never gonna die.
Yeah, and it's just such a big platform, and there's so much money. But the number of songs uploaded per day, I haven't checked the numbers now, but it's there's so much white noise now. And the problem with AI stuff is it's like it takes away the journey that we do, right? Like if we again, that image of a person on top of a mountain going like, "Yay, I did it. I climbed a mountain."
Yeah.
If you hear the story behind that and you go, oh, that person, they took a week to climb the mountain. They did 2 years of training. They did 3 weeks at base camp. They took 7 days to climb the mountain, and they're finally at the top of this mountain. It was a life goal. Wow. But you have a very different view of that picture if you see someone at the top of a mountain and then you read that they just took a helicopter to the top.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to work for it. And that is what AI generated music is. Even putting in a prompt, it's like, oh, it's my creation, my song. Yeah, but it's 30 seconds of your time going, oh, I think I want to do this. And then it pumps it out, and you have no journey and no real story behind the creation of the song. And you didn't have to work for it. You didn't have to put in your blood, sweat, and tears to make a piece of music. You basically were like, this is fun. But then people, which is all good, well and good. It's fine to have fun with this. But the fact that platforms like Spotify are allowing this content to get uploaded, get monetized, like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy.
Yeah, I think they're going to start removing monetization from some of the totally AI generated stuff.
They should.
And Bandcamp has banned it, which is nice.
That's great, because if they don't start doing that, everything's got to be out of control. And when they want to try to clean it up, it's got to be too late.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's tough. It's really tough on everything, man. It's like AI is everywhere now. It's everywhere. It gets to a point that it's tiring.
Yeah. It's no longer interesting.
I'm a big fan of like the same way that we actually throughout the years we start using different sounds from plugins and this and that. I don't mind if you actually can use some sounds from AI to help, but not to create a song. Yeah. I'm saying sounds like, okay, I like this sound. Well,
that's, the thing is, it's like, that's like sampling or synthesis or whatever. I mean, those things are, if you're using it as a little sound here and there, that's one thing. And that's totally different. I wouldn't even call that AI. It's sound generation, right? Which is exactly the kind of, we've been using sound generation tools forever. And we put the false label of AI on everything.
Yeah.
But, to have something that just, like, it's taken away all our fun jobs. Like, please just do the jobs we don't want to do.
Exactly. And exactly. I do like this thing, the musician thing. I'm a big fan of going to the studio. I'm a big fan of having people over.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
real, and there's a story attached, and there's your blood, sweat, and tears in each song that you do.
And music is not just about like creating a song and that's it.
Yeah.
Music, it's like it's about creating friendships. I find, like, you know what I mean? It's not
the
just
hang.
Exactly.
Right?
It's not like, important. Oh, you know what? Now I'm going to create a song at home. And that's what we do these days.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, not our case because we go to studios, but like most of these new artists and kids, they do everything at home.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And they use AI and everything comes out perfect. But you can, I don't know about you. You have better ears than me. But I can starting to see the difference between AI and regular stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so perfect that it gets to a point that it's so
It's
bad.
not interesting anymore.
It's not interesting. It's just flat,
It's not interesting.
right? It's just flat. Even mixes and all that stuff. It's all flat.
And there's some stuff that it can't do properly, like acoustic guitars never sound right.
Yeah.
And it never really sings out of tune. Like everything's always in
So
tune.
perfect. Yeah.
And the vocal performances, I have to say, that's the most impressive part for me.
Yeah.
The vocals sound so real with the new Suno algorithm. Like I'm like, this sounds like a real vocal. But I've heard a few producers being scammed by people saying like, hey, this one guy like worked with this girl for 6 months and she was like an award-winning songwriter and all this stuff. And he's like, send me some vocals. I'll do the track. You send me the vocals. And it turns out all the vocals that she sent were Suno-generated vocals. And he had no idea.
Yeah.
But his sound engineer who was mixing the stuff flagged it. He said, this is AI, right?
Yeah.
And so he went back and he said, listen, and this guy's a producer with almost 3 million followers on Instagram. And he goes, my career like is on the line if I put out AI generated stuff. Like this is what does it say about my integrity? And I had no idea furthermore.
Yeah.
And people are lying. And then of course the excuse everyone makes is, oh, everyone does it. Everyone uses AI.
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, that's why I like the 70s and the 90s. I think those two eras, and before the 70s, all these like Sinatras and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything was so raw.
Yeah.
And you could see like there was no auto-tune. There was nothing. When the guy is singing, the guy is singing. And
you can tell.
If he goes out of tune, hey, too bad it's a man.
Yeah.
Or it's a woman. Doesn't matter, right? And I think we had the 80s.
It's a real man, a real woman.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
In the 80s, we went to the stage that was everything more plastic.
Yeah.
Well,
But even still, they weren't auto-tuning vocals.
Yeah.
But I agree, yeah.
The Depeche Mode was good. Okay, Depeche Mode I like a lot.
Yeah.
And there was a few more songs that I like, but it was more plasticky.
Yeah.
And then back on, like when we went to the 90s, was more raw, and the Nirvana stuff. Everything was so raw, like the guitars.
For the first bunch of years, for sure. And then that Swedish pop thing took over at the end of the decade and early 2000s, which we won't talk about.
And then you have the Eurovision movie.
Yeah.
I watched
the culmination.
I watched it last week.
It's a great movie.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh.
that movie. I've seen it like 3 times already.
There's a lot
great.
of stuff. I was watching with Emily. We watched that movie probably like 10 times.
The elves have gone too far.
But there's a lot of stuff that they say that I'm like, do I have time to mute these? And then I go too late and she listens to it. She's like, Daddy, did you say that?
We were fast forwarding a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
with the
that's
kids.
what I tried to do.
Yeah.
Now I know exactly where he's got to say stuff.
Conchita Wurst made an appearance.
You know what?
That's
a
great.
lot of people. There was a part that they're actually in a mansion, and everybody starts singing a cappella or whatever that thing.
Yeah.
And most of those guys, they won the Eurovision.
That's right. Yeah.
The Portuguese guy, the UK girl,
Conchita.
yeah. There was more. Oh my gosh, the one that is she sings the song Tattoo.
Yeah.
Really nice song. Everybody was there.
Yeah.
And then you have Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because Rachel McAdams didn't actually sing for that movie. She had a voice double.
Yeah.
But Will Ferrell sang. But the funny thing is, if you follow Eurovision, which I know you have, I have.
Yeah.
And I saw the movie and I was like, this is like the songs, the format, everything is like real Eurovision.
Oh yeah.
Like there's the little local contest and then the big contest.
Yeah.
And all the songs are like, like these trashy dance anthems or big ballads or like all the cliches, they hit them so hard. Like here's a metal band. It's Maneskin, right? Was exactly. Another winner. So
So it's actually today the independent countries doing the Eurovision.
Okay.
So Portugal did it. I don't know won today, but then they go to the big Eurovision,
right?
Which is. I love it, man. It kind of changed a lot throughout the years. I didn't like. I think it was a couple of years ago. They're like it was too demonic for my taste.
Right.
They went through a little bit.
Oh, I think I saw there was a rock band who was wearing demon costumes or something.
Not just that. I think everybody went on that thing. Like it was a trend or whatever. They still do it. Look at the Olympics in I think it was the Olympics like 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
really-
actually, this current one too.
Oh,
They
really?
they had a big. Where were the Olympics this year? Switzerland, right? Was it or
Switzerland, France.
France? Wherever the Olympics were this
I
year.
can't recall.
They had the big pentagram sign,
Why,
upside
man? What-
down star. And
I
stuff.
don't get it, man.
Well, it's it's hip, it's fashionable. That's why they do it.
Yeah,
think.
I don't know all these. I think they're okay. Let me put it this way. So there's these rock bands like Iron Maiden, which I love. Iron Maiden. I grew up listening to Iron Maiden, and bands like Dio, and all these bands that they created these monster things around.
Yeah,
But
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper is like a Christian.
He is a Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think they never took it to the extreme that we're actually adding.
It was theatrical.
Was more theater. For example, Iron Maiden, they had Ed, which was a monster, and
Yeah.
but it was never about like even the big bands like Metallica. I was listening to this song. I can't recall which song was. It's all about like with biblical verses and stuff like that. And another one, it's Linkin Park. I don't know if it was the song Numb or something like that. They used a lot of biblical. I love that. But now I think we're getting to that stage of like, okay, what the heck's going on here? Like, why are we doing this? What's the point?
Well, it's like it's like celebrating negativity or something, which is never a good look in my opinion. And it's funny, like you see a lot of artists who do it to kind of like break the mold of their like good persona. And I don't know, you really have to be so careful because you look back and it just doesn't look classy, honestly, in my opinion.
I think the world is getting to that point.
Yeah.
That's not classy anymore.
Yeah.
And look at all this stuff that it's happening at the same time. It's written, it's happening, but
there are things of biblical proportions happening, right?
Oh my gosh, man!
It's
crazy.
It's wild. It's really wild.
All these wars and all these fake wars and like these countries going against countries and all these people like adoring stuff that it's not supposed to be adored. In my opinion, you can keep your opinion, but this is my opinion.
Well, it actually is. I mean, it's interesting. You're bringing up this idea of biblical prophecy kind of speaking into our current time. And it's very much like, when you read the text on the page, it sounds a lot like a lot of the stuff that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's going to happen. Hey,
do with that what you will.
It's not a joke. And you know what? The funny thing is, I'm not condemning anybody, but the way that I see this book was written like 2,000 years ago. How can you explain, if it's not true? When somebody comes to me and says, "Oh, this is not true," but how can you explain everything that it's happening? It's written there. It's like I'm not gonna write a book.
There's so many things that seem to be
exactly.
from now, right?
Tomorrow we're gonna have a storm. I'm not gonna write a book like that because I don't know.
There's a verse actually. There's a verse in it's a Revelation verse actually that I've read through the Bible 4 times. I'm on my fifth read through right now. I just find it it's really interesting. And there's a verse that talks about everybody in the world hearing about something within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you look at that and you go like, that's impossible in old world terms. It would only be in the age of communication that someone would be able to do something and the entire world find out about it in 24 hours. So there's some interesting things like that where you go like, it's clearly like trying to make sense of things that like visions from a long time in the future. And anyways, I think I definitely think there's something to it, but people will disagree, and that's okay.
Don't come to me with conspiracy stuff. Conspiracy.
Your tinfoil hat.
No, but there's a lot of stuff that I thought there was conspiracy, and now with the years going by, you can see that it was actually real.
Oh yeah.
There was like, I actually saw this thing about like this astronaut talking and saying the world is being manipulated. I saw
Was this
it.
Buzz Aldrin or something? Or
I can't recall his name, but it was saying that the world is being manipulated. I was there and I saw it.
well, he's right.
Something
Let me tell you,
is not.
there is a club that runs the world, and you are not in it, and I am not in it.
Yeah.
You know, there are powers above the powers that with. You know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
We all know big money runs
The world,
big
yeah.
interests. Big money influences government. Follow the money trail.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous. Like it's wild. So you really have to think about, you know, how do we live in this reality with knowing what we know about how the world is run, and we only know the surface, really. We can observe by taking a look at what companies own what companies, influence which politicians, et cetera, et cetera. You zoom out and you go, this is a big problem that God alone can solve.
Yeah.
And what can we do? Well, we can be good to people. We can love one another. We can have community.
Yeah.
Right? You can have faith. You can be responsible. You can be a good influence on people. And these are the things that are within our power. You can pray.
Yeah.
You know, these are things that are within our power. But aside from that, if you start to think about it, the level of things, our brains are not meant to take in as much information as we get.
Yeah.
Even like worrying about a country 6,000 miles away or 8,000 miles away, like that we're not a part of. Historically, like you would never have heard of that. You would never have heard of that problem.
Yeah.
You know, maybe later in textbooks you would have heard about it, but you wouldn't be connected to that. And with our phones, with our laptops, too much info, like, you know, with our brains aren't meant to handle. And it's no wonder that we carry a huge level of stress as a society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think there was bad stuff like many years ago, but we didn't know. But now we got to a point that we're like, okay, you know what? You want to see somebody killing somebody? You go online. What's the point? Man, we should live in peace, man.
Well, that's it. There's and that's the thing. Like, I just think it's really, and I think it's, you know, part of it is getting really cautious with any of the ideologies that condone violence, and that's really leading to worldwide problems. And it's like revenge is one of those things that never gets repaid, because you revenge this person and that person revenges back, and it goes and it goes and it goes, and it never satisfies. You don't put that flame out. You're fighting fire with more fire, you know?
Absolutely.
So I think as humans, we have a lot of work to do. But I also think that humanity, maybe humanity needs to pray more.
That's correct.
But that's
correct. And
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And listen to more music too.
That's
Good
right.
Music.
That's right.
Good music.
I'm gonna finish listening to that Harry Styles album. I liked what I heard so far. It was
that guy's
cool.
good. That guy's
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
But yeah, there's a lot of albums coming out now. The good stuff, good people that
Get it on vinyl. Support artists.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, 100%.
I still go back into the old music.
Yeah,
I love old music.
Yeah, of course.
Even the new bands, for example, like The Neighborhood. I love The Neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
They have such a good vibe. It's a California kind of vibe, but
Cool.
I really like it. Very smooth, not rock.
Well, I'll check it out.
Yeah, they're really good.
Nice.
But yeah,
My 9-year-old is really into Simon and Garfunkel right now.
so good.
And so she puts on we have the Bridge Over Troubled Water album. I think that's the name of it. And she'll put it on, and she likes that song, and there's some great songs in there. But when the song Cecilia comes on, you know, Cecilia,
there's a stomp on there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and she's like clapping her hands, and she's like singing along to it as she's like getting a snack out of the fridge. So cute, honestly, and she loves it. And she'll like go and put it on by herself. She'll pick a record. She'll pick that one. And she's been doing that a lot.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. It's actually the other day I was listening with Emily ABBA.
Oh,
We went to ABBA
we have so many ABBA records.
oh my God. ABBA
So
was
great.
so good.
I only fell in love with ABBA after I saw Mamma Mia. I know that's terrible
really?
to say.
See, that's
I
the
wasn't a
song-
fan until then.
I can't stand Mamma Mia.
Really?
I don't know if it's because we heard so much when we were kids.
Like the song or the movies?
The song.
Oh, the song. Yeah.
I got tired.
You saw
of
the
it.
movies?
Yeah,
Did you?
yeah.
Yeah. My
But-
kids love those movies. And I saw
Yeah.
the song, because it was a cover of the songs of ABBA, like I saw it in a different light all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, I love ABBA. They have the "She Get Dig on You" and that
Yeah.
song's so good, and the Fernando, all these things
Yeah.
or whatever that thing. Oh my gosh, it reminds me
When
of
I kiss the teacher. My kids are like, what? I'm like, okay, to be fair, she could have been old enough
yeah.
and maybe she was dating a teacher. So I don't know the whole story. But anyways.
And there's
leave
another
it
good
there.
song, the money song, money.
Money, money.
Oh, it's so good.
In a rich man's world.
Yeah, that's so good, man. So well written. Like,
That's
you know
great.
what I mean? Like, so good. But anyways.
Take a chance on me.
Oh, and I like the way that the guy goes back. Tick a ting, tick a ting, tick
Yeah,
a
yeah,
ting.
yeah.
It's
What's the one where it's like the guy sings low? What's that song?
I know what you're talking about.
It's one of the big hits.
I'm gonna remember. After
You know
we
the one I'm
finish.
talking about,
I
right? It's
know
like a girl
exactly.
saying and they're like, well, Take a Chance on Me does that too. Take a chance, take a chance. But it's not
Those
that
the two
song.
guys.
It's another tune.
I know which song it.
ABBA trivia stump.
Oh my gosh! If you know which song we're talking about, just
Leave a
let
comment.
us know what exactly.
Yeah, please.
And that's it, man. I think that's it. We're going back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The dream of the
that's it.
90s is alive on this podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fred Armisen at SNL and Portlandia for inspiring many
I love
90s
it.
flavored dreams.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good bands now, but I think I will prefer going back. If I had to go back, I will choose probably the 90s. I will go to the 90s because there was such a mix of music. It was not just like rock. And then there was heavy metal. There was like disco. There was everything, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it's just me.
Ah,
Okay,
welcome back to 2026, unfortunately.
it's okay. You might
It's
have
all
a
right.
good
It's
year.
just the world's at war
Gonna be a
and
good year.
money's not worth anything anymore and we're
Sure.
addicted to screens and
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Life is good in many other ways and we're able to make a podcast on our iPhones. So
That's true.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
And just and thanks to everyone for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us as our other pal in the room as we get to just
Exactly.
rant about all the things that we're passionate about.
yeah.
And thanks, brother, for
Thank
making
you.
this
No,
making this
thank you.
happen.
Thank you. And that's it. Another episode.
You
right?
got it.
Rock beds.